Here we go, starting the stream up. Salute to Knicks Nation. Happy Saturday to everybody out there watching. Hope you guys are doing all right. CP from KnicksFanTV here. If you're a diehard Knicks fan, diehard basketball fan, hit that subscribe button below and the notification bell so you don't miss the next show. It was a tough week for the Knicks Nation, man. We were getting dragged through the mud, whether through media, through the fans, current players, former players. It was a tough week for the Knicks, man. Capped off by an atrocious showing against the OKC Thunder last night. That was just a completely forgettable game. And so I'm waking up this morning, me and little man and watching cartoons, just chilling. I'm checking the Twitter, checking the news wire, seeing what's going on and everybody's reaction. And all of a sudden, I got a breaking news that the Nets have fired Kenny Atkinson, their head coach. The Nets have fired Kenny Atkinson, and I was just blown away, man. I was completely blown away. I have no idea what's going on in the name of culture, as they say. But, the Nets have fired their coach, Kenny Atkinson. And so I want to tackle this in a couple ways. Number one, from a Knicks standpoint, is this something that you guys are interested in? Let me know your thoughts. I've been posing this question on Twitter. The conversation's been going on Instagram as well. Fan base is, pretty divided on it. And so we definitely want to hear from you guys. But I also want to hear from the Nets fans today. Because I want to know what kind of coach they thought they had. And so to do that right now, I have on the line one of my guys. He's a diehard Nets fan. He's the host of the Front Office podcast. Also a very successful tech entrepreneur. He goes by the name of Eve Darbouz. Eve, how you feeling today, man? What's going on, Eve? Talk to me.
I'm never gonna celebrate or dance on somebody's grave.
Of course. Yeah.
That Kenny Atkinson is a good man. He represented the team in a great way, and in a lot of ways, he's our John the Baptist, right? Like he's the guy that had to drag us here so that the eventual Messiah can be born, or however that goes down.
Yeah.
But I'm relieved that Kenny is gone because it was time, and a lot of people are mistaking even last year's success and understanding, what Kenny's role was in it and why Sean Marks had to finally do what he did. And I'd be happy to break it down for you guys and the Knicks fan. And guess what? This has potential, and some kind of inflection point for the Knicks as well, because Kenny is a former Knick.
Coached under the D'Antoni era. Was
correct.
Known to be the point guard whisperer. A lot of people give him credit for the rise of insanity. I'm not sure how much credit you give him there, but yeah, this guy had the reputation of a development coach. I mean, what do you make of the timing of the whole thing, man? You guys are in the seventh seed, looking into the playoffs. What do you make of the timing? What do you make of the timing of this, man?
The timing has to happen because we've got bigger fish to fry. Kevin Durant, the reality is not only is he, coming off of a brutal injury, he only has 3 years of superstar basketball left in him, if that. Father Time is undefeated. I think he's the most brilliant basketball player in the league right now. However, you can't mess around with these things. The Nets, if Marks saw what I saw, and I know you've seen my constant calls for him to be fired immediately. And that was never personal. That just was functionally, I could see that this coach didn't understand why his team won. He understood how to make players better. He understood how to do the development part very well, which would do very well for the Knicks and where they're at in the world right now. But what he didn't know how to do is understand why his team won games. And then on top of it, and it's probably his worst sin, is he didn't have a perspective on where the league is right now. on the Knicks, you guys have Julius Randle. He's not a post-up power forward like in the traditional sense. He doesn't play like Chris Webber played, where he would just get into the stand on the box and stick his hand out for someone to toss him the ball. Power forwards start on the perimeter and get the ball, and then they dribble, drive, and go. You have these skilled bigs, and you know who was guarding Julius Randle? Taurean Prince, and he wouldn't change. And no matter how many, we lost twice to the Knicks this year, and for the same reason.
He did.
Because you guys punished us inside, and Kenny would not change. He had to go.
So you think it's an X's and O's thing? You think development-wise he did his thing, but X's and O's wise he just wasn't there. You know, the chess game, the game within the game, he just wasn't there.
And it's also the evolution part of it as well, because last year, this is a little known thing. The Knicks and the Nets had the same record in December of last year. They were tied for last, or maybe the Nets had a little advantage or some kind of tie break. But at some point, they were in the basement together. And then Sean Marks had to step in and say, you know, I drafted this kid. He's 6'9", he's athletic. You've dumped him in the G League. Play this kid Rodions and take you know, these misfits that he had playing power forward last year, and Rondé Hollis-Jefferson and Jared Dudley. And a lot of people give Jared Dudley credit, and I won't take away his leadership and all that, but he couldn't play.
Yeah.
He couldn't play consecutive games. He was just old and small for the position. And so now Rodions comes in, and Kenny takes the leash off of D'Angelo Russell, and the rest is history. They give him credit for that. But the paradigm shift, the moment that happened that changed all of that, Marks had to step in and tell him to do it. Now fast forward to this year, we're getting battered on the inside. We don't have the players that match up. And Atkinson believes this thing that, they're bigger but will be faster. Faster doesn't matter.
It's what's killing the Rockets right now.
Exactly. And then like people were celebrating the 5 and out. The moment teams scout you, it usually takes 10 to 15 games for people to figure out what you're doing, or the little wrinkle that you've added that'll win you a few games in this league. But the moment they figure out, oh shoot, we could just punish these dudes inside, and there's no way to stop us, the rest of the league just starts beating you like this. And then do not think that last night, finally benching Taurean Prince and Wilson Chandler coming in, and then the team just rattles off, and you have to also understand the history of the Nets and the Spurs. The Spurs just beat us. Like, I think they had, like, up until last year, like, some kind of 50-game winning streak against us where we never beat them, not at home or away. And we trounced them. We walloped them yesterday. And that had a lot to do with Mark stepping in and just telling Atkinson, yo, this Taurean Prince thing is not working. And I think we beat them by 600 last night. I
watched the Spurs up last night, man. Very impressive.
So that just goes to show that there's coaches for almost different moments of your team's evolution. And we could go all the way back to Doug Collins, where he had the Bulls in the playoffs, and the team, even the players knew that Doug Collins wasn't going to lead them to the promised land, and Phil Jackson came in. Then you had, years later, Mark Jackson to Steve Kerr. Last year, Ujiri having the ruthlessness to fire Dwayne Casey.
Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year got fired out of Toronto, no doubt about it. That was a calculated risk there by Ujiri.
Exactly. And people keep talking about the Nets culture. The Nets culture is winning, right? All the other things go out the door the moment you have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. You're looking at a player in Kyrie Irving, with all of the warts, and I'm one of those. I'm not the type of Nets fan that just follows the cult. I'm a diehard, but I'm not gonna lie about my team. And with Kyrie is just not, I don't think Kyrie is gonna be healthy.
Nah, he's not gonna hold up, man. Mentally, physically, I think he's on the way out.
Exactly. So if you have this small window, you can't just hope. Well, I hope Kenny Atkinson gets better.
Yeah.
You need to go out there and get the guy that is going
conviction.
to secure the bag before this window of opportunity with Kevin Durant closes.
Well, that's the only thing that really makes sense to me, especially from a timing perspective, because here we are, weeks away from the playoffs starting, and you guys get rid of your coach. Now, Anthony Puccio is saying that, and Ian Begley had also confirmed this, that seems like some of the players had wanted him out. And what Puccio was saying on his live stream was, he basically intimated that it was KD Kyrie. He was basically saying that, from what he heard, it was none of the players that were there last year. So you put two and two together, and also considering the fact that Marks was saying that he would be kind of consulting with KD and Kyrie on how they shape the team going forward.
Listen, they believe in consensus there, and I think that's exactly the way it should have gone. Whereas Marks takes it to the owner hears what Marks has to say, and before the owner makes the final decision, he might go check with Kyrie, he might go check with KD. But I can tell you, I'm not a basketball expert. I write algorithms, dude. I follow patterns. I'm not a person who is going to sit here and tell you that I have sources. But from being a season ticket holder, sitting courtside, developing relationships inside of the organization, and some of the players who just every now and then when you're beating them up, they might hit you in your DM and see that you have influence amongst the fan base. They might let you know things. I'm telling you 100% that I know from a really good source that the players had nothing to do with it. That they woke up this morning as shocked as everyone else, and they did get asked, and they did say, yeah, it's kind of crazy, our front court looks crazy and we're getting killed and we're not changing. And everything that we see, they see. They're people, they're humans. But this was Sean Marks 1000%. And for me, I think a lot of people are looking at it, especially the media, because they interview these guys, they get emotionally connected, they make friends, and for someone to lose their job the way it happened, and at the time it happened, is definitely unorthodox. But I'm going to tell you, and this is important. I just want to tell you why you have to do it now. One, getting into the playoffs by default is whatever. That almost hurts the Nets, if anything, because they have a conditional draft pick that they could have kept if they didn't make the playoffs. But that's not even in their thinking or on their mind. But what's on their mind right now is they have to go into this offseason and fix this team now. They want to find a guy or start consulting with the guy, even if they don't hire him now, even if Harrington or one of those cats off the bench are the interim coach. I forget homeboy's name, but I think they gave it to him. Jacques Vaughn. I think, they gave it to Vaughn. I'm not surprised by that. However, they need their guy to assess the situation so that they can go into 2021 strong. 2021 isn't just a rehab year for KD. It's what they realize that they have to use every moment that they have left in this season to basically figure out what the hell is wrong. Because the Bucks are strong. This is the Giannis era, especially in the East. Toronto is trying to devise a way to go get someone else, and they're still number 2 in the East. And then you still have Philly and Boston to clear hurdles of. You've got to build a team immediately that is going to compete with those teams, and you need to take that assessment. And the way they have the way they operate the Nets front office is they get feedback from the coach, and then they go out and get the guys the coach wants based off of the feedback from the coach. So the Travion Grahams, the Timothy Luwawu-Cabarros, the Garrett Temples, those are Atkinson type guys. He always gets guys like that. They need to overhaul that process, and they need the mindset behind it. So you have to do it now because the clock is ticking. and the assessments have to be made while there's games that's being played, while the bullets are still being fired, because a coach can't find out anything about their players in the offseason when they're not playing.
What do you make of the Mark Jackson conspiracy, man? There's some Knicks fans that's thinking Nets are trying to jump ahead of the Knicks in the coaching search, and this could be a Mark Jackson marketing take over the city type of move. What are you thinking about that, man?
That's 1,000% false. There's no way. Freddie Jackson got more of a chance of getting the job than Mark Jackson. The Nets are an analytic team. They're gonna want a coach that's gonna jive well with analytics. That's gonna take notes from the guys in the front office. And Mark Jackson is not that guy. I think Mark Jackson is a leader of men. I think Mark Jackson is a great guy when you have two superstars who's going to want to listen to a voice that makes sense to them.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be against Mark Jackson. I'm just knowing the organization, watching 82 and being obsessed in the offseason still. Like I said, I think Freddie Jackson got more of a chance than Mark Jackson.
All right, so you basically feel like Atkinson was more, yes, development-wise, he was okay. He was a stepping stone type of coach. But you're saying, based on the windows of KD and Kyrie, it's time to get that coach that can really help them get over the needle and move over the hump. From a Knicks standpoint, this is a team that's looking. We are rebuilding. We are building through the draft, hopefully, and hopefully this is a continued youth infusion. Is this a coach that you would recommend from that standpoint, from a development standpoint, for the Knicks? You never know. I mean, he's a CAA client. Obviously nothing has been announced in terms of the Knicks' interest, but just speculation would say that maybe he does get a look. But what would you think about that?
So coaches get better, and I think he could learn from this situation. Much in the same way Belichick in Cleveland, and you've seen this before. On a second chance, coaches get better. I couldn't think of a better coach for the Knicks where they are today. But the question would be, are the Knicks going to do go for the quick fix? Because I'm hearing in my circles that they're seriously going after Chris Paul. If you're going after Chris Paul, Kenny Atkinson isn't the guy you go get. But if you're going to not skip steps and really do a rebuild, Kenny Atkinson would be the best coach for the Knicks. He understands the Knicks audience. He has Knicks pedigree. He's from this area, and he could develop a point guard out of nothing. I couldn't recommend a better coach for where the Knicks are, but there's complications. He's the former Nets coach. He just got free, but like you said, he is a CAA client. He probably knows Leon very well, and I think it could be a seamless addition, and it would make all the sense in the world. He'd fix a lot of the problems that the Knicks have. However, I don't think the mood at the Garden is, oh, we're gonna do this slow. I think James Dolan wants respectability. I think James Dolan wants to be able to walk in his building and feel like a winner, even if it's a team that's never going to win a championship.
Oh, we always do it, man. We always do it, man. They try to stay patient with it, and then they jump. They get itchy and start to jump the gun. And I think that's what this Rose hire is about. But I hope that he'll take the prudent steps to really build this thing properly.
Yeah, I mean, in the letter he wrote, he said it was going to take a long time. Yeah. And I think the Knicks fans know, like the good Knicks fans know, that's what it's going to take. What the Knicks need is like 2 seasons, like the last 2 seasons that the Nets had. People make the mistake, right? And I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. People make the mistake and go, oh, it's because of Sean Marks and Kenny Atkinson's players came to the Nets. Players came to the Nets because of New York City, first and foremost. This is where you come to just cash in, right?
And fly under the radar. I mean, let's be honest. They don't have to deal with the same bullshit that the Knicks have to deal with.
Nah, like look what's happening today. Nothing really happened with KD or Kyrie. It's Atkinson. And
but it's kind of like. But I mean, take it for this. Like, watch the media reaction and the league reaction as the week transpires. It would be nothing like the Fizz compared to the Fizdale firing. You know what I'm saying?
No, but here's the thing: that you cannot avoid that because most of the media members grew up Knicks fans. If you just line them up and go, Stephen Bondi used to come to the games with his dad, Philip Bondi, been a Knicks fan all his life. Frank Isola was a Knicks fan. Like, the reason why they act like this, it's an emotional responses. Mm-hmm. But still, the microscope is still on you, whether you're in Brooklyn or whatever. The point being is, and the overarching point being is, the Knicks just have to let it evolve. If they let the team evolve and have 2 years where you have your first rough year, you figure out a style of play and you install an identity. The next year, you become a scrappy team. You get into the lower rungs of the playoffs, and then all you have to do is just be competent. If the Knicks can just show competency, players are going to just line up. They're going to just jump out of planes and parachutes and land in the Garden to play for them. They just have to be competent. But the problem with the Knicks is they never want to take those the steps that show competency. They never want to build those infrastructure, pieces that allow a team to grow. And they look at us and they go, oh, culture and all this. Listen, when you go to the Nets training facility, it looks incredible. I've been to Google's offices, and it's like the same type of thing. But when you go to purchase, and I bought this up long before anybody wrote about it or said anything about it. They don't even practice at purchase. I forgot where they practice now. The structure, the resources.
Tarrytown is where they are.
Tarrytown, right? Yeah. When you go out there, it's like, how is this possible that this is the highest grossing, a team that's damn near 100 years old, 70-plus-year-old franchise, and you got and it's New York City. The Knicks should be practicing at the top of Empire State Building, and they're practicing in Tarrytown.
Yeah.
These are the little components that they just have to work on for the next couple of years. Because I don't wish the Knicks bad. I know, man. You're a classic Knicks fan,
of course, man. We've
talked about
saying?
This. Yeah. My love for Brooklyn goes over everything, and that's how I became a fan of the team. But still, I don't wish bad. I think the greatest thing that can happen to us as a basketball community in New York City is if we could just become two teams that go at it and dominate all the conversation in basketball. And I think they can do it if they just do those like rudimentary first couple of steps in the first couple of years. The Knicks fans stay patient, see this thing through, and then the next thing you know, like I'm telling you, they're not going to pick us first. They're going to pick you guys first. But y'all got to become competent first. The rest of the stuff after.
I hear that, man. I hear that. Well, listen, man. I definitely got cut off on him. I'm gonna call him back and just tell him thank you real quick. That was my guy, Eve Starboz.
Sorry, I lost you.
Yeah, now I was just gonna wrap up, man. Just tell you, man, appreciate the time and the insights.
Man.
Yeah, it's
I'm a big fan of you guys. I keep an eye on what you guys are doing. I think your format is genius, and I'm a long-time supporter, so I'm happy to jump on.
Appreciate it, man. Definitely appreciate the time, Eve. We'll definitely catch up. Good luck to you, man. We'll see what happens down the road, but good luck to you.
Let's hope Popovich gets the job.
Yeah, all right, man. All right, man. Enjoy the weekend, bro.
Later, fellas.
All right, later. All right, that was my guy, Eve Darboz. Diehard Knicks fan. Closet Knicks fan. He's definitely a closet Knicks fan. Weighing in on the Kenny Atkinson debacle at Barclays. Yes, I said debacle. I want this thing to spread like wildfire, man. All week, this whole past week, it was all about the Knicks and Knicks getting kicked for the Spike Lee garbage and all that. Now it's time for the Nets to get theirs. He said, Popovich, I want to hear what Popovich has to say about this fiasco with the Nets and firing Kenny Atkinson. You know, is it going to be the same visceral reaction that the Knicks got for Fizdale? This is a team, you know, we were a bottom feeder. This is a team that's going into the playoffs. And they kicked this guy out. You know, interesting. Very interesting, man. Very interesting. So he disagreed with the premise that the players wanted him out. You had Begley, you had Pooch saying that, yeah, you know, the players were in on it. You have Bondi who says this can't get signed off on without KD and Kyrie's approval, which I would have to agree with. I don't agree with everybody, everything that Bondi says, but this has to have been signed off by KD and Kyrie. Why would they, just sit there and let this guy go when they haven't even, when KD hasn't even, gotten a chance to play under the guy? So, very interesting, man. Very, very interesting what's going on in Brooklyn. But we got bigger fish to fry, man. This is KnicksFanTV. Make no mistake about it. Salute to everybody watching today. We got 530 people watching on YouTube alone. Salute to everybody if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Twitch, on Twitter. This is the number one show for the fans, by the fans. I don't care what team you support. Your team is not presenting you this type of content. This is number one show for the fans, by the fans. Hit that subscribe button below and the notification bell. If you're new in the chat, leave me a hashtag new so I can shout you guys out. Welcome to the channel. If you guys are new, always remember this show is also available in audio podcast format. Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, all the major platforms on the KnicksFanTV. So if there's ever a time where you can't watch it on YouTube or YouTube taking up your data plan or something like that, the podcast format is always available pretty much later in the day or the next day, depending on what time we go live. So that is the benefit of subscribing to the channel. Welcome, Peter Piatos. Welcome to the channel. We got Kurt Cobain in here. She says, shout out from Yonkers. Salute to everybody in YO. Dark Matter RA says hashtag new. He's definitely not new, but he's been a long time supporter. He knows what time it is. Salute to Dark Matter. Michael Maldonado, welcome to the program. He says hashtag new as well. Yeah, man. Salute to all the mods checking in. And all right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open the lines up to the Knicks fans. Let me know what you think. Obviously, we're gonna be in a coaching search. Are you happy with Mike Miller? Are you happy with the job Mike Miller's doing? We're hearing Thibodeau is a hot candidate on Leon Rose's list. And what will happen with Kenny Atkinson? Could Kenny Atkinson be a potential target as well? Sports with G, welcome to the channel. Jamel Smith, welcome to the channel as well. All hashtag news. All right, so let me start up the switchboard, and then you guys can get into your thoughts. Give me 1 second. Hit that thumbs up button for your boy. Make sure you hit that like button. Always appreciate it. All right, hang on 1 second. Welcome to the channel. Also, 30 cities in the chat, man. What cities are you guys checking in from? Definitely 30 cities in there, and I will shout you guys out. All right, here we go. Okay. Starting up. Okay, here we go. All right, first caller up, area code 910. What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Yeah, it's Delano calling from North Carolina right now.
What's going on, bro? Is Delano?
Hey, I'm good. Another day, another dollar.
Yeah.
Of course, salute to everybody in the chat.
Absolutely.
As usual. You know what I'm saying? You know the vibes. I have a problem. I mean, he's got his perspective on things. Mm-hmm. Here's what I don't understand, though. Kenny Atkinson is not responsible for the players that the team brings in. He doesn't have anything to do with the front office. He can give his opinion and the front office still makes the choices that they make. So why would we blame him for a front office decision? If you're talking about, Rody Kurucs and all that stuff, they should have went ahead instead of chasing for the big name of Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Build organically. You already had your all-star in D'Angelo Russell. You could have went and got you a power forward that fits the bill.
Yeah.
Lord knows you could have picked any one of the Knicks got, because we got about 17 of them.
We took them all. We took them all on. Bobby Portis was their guy, man.
Everyone that was listed as power forward, hey, we'll take them.
Yeah. So you're saying Marks is definitely has to have his responsibility. It should be his name in it, in terms of who's accountable for what's going on.
Yeah. Secondly, we already know the cancer that Kyrie Irving is. It hasn't failed. He's gone to Cleveland. He couldn't lead them to a playoff berth without LeBron. He gets a championship ring and still complains. He goes to Boston. Boston is now the team that, should have been, could have been contenders, and because Kyrie just couldn't lead them there, you're a second round exit from being a Eastern Conference finalist the year before that while he was out. Then you go to Brooklyn, and you still got a problem. I'll never forget how you cost the team the W in the opening game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah, you had 50 points. Congratulations on that 50. But you know what else you got? You got to hold that L.
Yeah.
All that because of your decision making.
It's true.
And that had nothing to do with coaching.
So where would you be on the Atkinson tip? Do you think the Knicks should be looking for Atkinson? Or would you rather keep Miller?
It's the same reason with hiring either a college coach or keeping Mike Miller on. He's a low-profile coach who can get the job done. I don't mind if you're gonna go away from Mike Miller. If you're not gonna extend him as a head coach throughout the rest of the time, then go ahead and see if you can maybe pair him and Kenny Atkinson together. See if maybe he'll be willing to bring him onto his coaching staff. And that way you can still have the development factor, because one thing you've already heard, Kenny Atkinson can develop point guards.
True.
And Mike Miller has been known for developing new players in the G League. So if that's the situation, then you have two development kind of minded coaches for a team that's young, who needs development. So perfect opportunity for both of them to do what they do best. And again, all this basically stems on whether or not, one, the Knicks offer Kenny Atkinson anything, because at the end of the day, they could be looking at, they've been talking about Tibbs all day. And I still, like I said, disagree with that, because, again, he's a higher profile. Bigger name means bigger expectations, loftier expectations.
Yep. I've agreed with you on that for
sure.
So
I would rather temper that.
Yeah, I've definitely agreed with you on that for sure. So I'm cool with
Kenny Atkinson. Man. Yeah, because as long as we are trying to go for as long as we're swinging for the fences and missing, we're going to continue to be the laughing stock. We're in the news for all kinds of the wrong things as is. The last thing we want to do is continue to hold L's because we still swinging for the fences. Can't hit it. Can't It doesn't make sense. I'd rather just temper all expectations.
I agree with you, man. Appreciate the call, Delano. Appreciate it, man. So Delano says, hey, if you're not going to bring in Atkinson, maybe bring him in as an assistant. I think his market is going to be, very much past that. You're going to have a lot of teams looking for coaches, probably Minnesota. You're going to have the Knicks. You're going to have, obviously, the Nets, maybe Sacramento. Who knows what they do there. They're pretty much in limbo in terms of their leadership. Is Memphis looking for somebody? I think there will be teams, man. I think they're Phoenix. I think there will be teams potentially looking for coaches. So you never know. You never know. But from a development standpoint, I mean, I don't think you could really question his track record. Whether you want to give him credit for Lynn, he's had that reputation for being a point guard developer. D'Lo, some of you Nets fans may not want to credit him for D'Lo, but obviously D'Lo's ascension had come under Kenny Atkinson. If you want to look at Dinwiddie, who rose his way up the ranks, Joe Harris, who was a work in progress, Karis LeVert, so on and so forth. I mean, I think development wise, I think the track record is there. You know, maybe he and Miller are in the same position where the Bulls definitely, Rich Jim Bulls definitely going to be looking for a head coach. They're going to get rid of it. That owner is going to clean the whole deck. That owner is going to clean the whole deck. GM, president, and coach as well. So, you know, he put it as he felt like Atkinson was one of those stepping stone type coaches. Could be right. I don't think they gave him enough time with enough talent to really show. But that's how it goes in the league, man. Unfortunately, that's how it goes in the league. You know, it's still a players' league. It's still a talent league. The talent still wins. So it's hard to really say what type of coach you have there unless you get, you know, unless you put him in that position. You didn't see him with KD and those guys. So, but who really cares? That's the Nets. We're talking about the Knicks, man. What do we do to get better ourselves, man? Because let me tell you, man, last night was just another tough loss to sit through. Salute to everybody that came through, man. We had a good turnout. We were all at Clyde's Wine and Dine. Salute to Terry and Trey for setting it up. We had a contingent from Germany come in. We had 50 people from Germany come to New York City because they're diehard Knicks fans. Go figure. And so we had kind of like a welcome party for them. Terry and Trey set it up, and it was a good time. We were all at Clyde's Wine and Dine. Had about 40 of us there watching the game. You know, whatever you call it, if you want to call it a game. But, yeah, man, salute to everybody that came out. Alex Collins from Ireland was in there, too. He's in town as well. This is Alex here in the middle. So Alex is here. It's my guy, Viv. Myself, Jay Ellison, Nick of Time Show. It's a contingent from Germany here. These guys are squatted up, man. Squatted up. 50 people from Germany came to come check the Knicks, man. You know, and this is a group photo here. So it was a good time, man. It was a good time, you know. Team is pretty crappy, but listen, this is what the fan base is all about. This is why we have, you know, 500 people in this chat right now. I don't know if you all Knicks fans, but I think, you know, the fan base just deserves a winning product and deserves to have a team that they could be proud of. So, yeah, good times. Nate, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling all right. Pretty good.
Yeah. What do you think about this Atkinson stuff?
I think it's kind of coming down to like what I thought. The talent always wins out in the end.
Yeah.
And the caller that you had on,
mm-hmm.
he was kind of talking about how like the Knicks, like all like the little things is what kind of like adds up into like why we had this losing culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of disagree with him on that because
Mm-hmm.
like if we had KD and Kyrie, like nobody would care about that Spike Lee stuff. Nobody would care like if we were winning. Like winning cures all. Like nobody cares that we practice in Terrytown. Like
yeah. It's funny, you know, you hear that with the players. I don't know. I'm hoping to get an interview with Allen Houston. I want to get his thoughts on it. But you hear Jared Dudley talk about it. You hear KD was very impressed with the Nets facility. Eve also talked up the facility. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
You know what I think it is? I think it's like when everything's all good, you kind of just like ignore that kind of stuff. But when you're like 14, like 48 or whatever we are, and it's like you wake up and it's like, damn, I got to go all the way out to Terrytown to practice. Then that's when like people start like kind of hating. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of issue.
I hear you, man. Especially when you have a crappy record like that, man, you grasp at anything to figure out what's wrong with the team.
Yeah. Real quick, before I hang up, you know, there was a coach that came into New York about like close to 2 years now. And he was promised that he was going to coach KD and Kyrie, but they didn't come to that team, and he got fired, and he's available now. So, like, that's his opportunity. Like, I don't know.
Take that for data. Imagine that. The Brooklyn Nets signed FaZe. I don't know, but what do you think? I don't know. You know, E shot down that Mark Jackson thing. I wouldn't be so quick to put it down, man. I think, listen, that could be a surefire way to get a conversion of fans at a high clip. You go get Mark Jackson, I guarantee you lose some of the Knicks fans to go to Brooklyn. I mean, some people might not care. I don't really care, but I think that would be a legit strategy if the Nets were really trying to capture market share. You go get Van Gundy, you go get Mark Jackson. I think Yeah, that would be a kick. That would be a kick to the gut for the Knicks, man, for sure.
It would be, but like, would they win with Mark Jackson or
I don't know.
Fizdale?
Hopefully
or
not.
whoever they take.
Yeah, hopefully
you
not.
take those guys, that'll hurt your brand more losing. So,
True.
That's all I got, man.
All right, man. Appreciate
you
you.
taking my
Enjoy
call.
the weekend, Nate. Enjoy the weekend, man. Yeah, the Jackson Hive would for sure flock to Brooklyn if they got him in time for KD, getting healthy and stuff. Very interesting, man. But as he said, I love to see a point in time where both teams are good. Both teams are respectable. Right now, it just seems like we're a long ways away, man. Let's see who's in the chat. We got 554 people in the chat. I want to salute Danny Thomas. Sends us a $5 super chat. He says he's checking in from the Bay Area, the Yay area. Salute to Danny Thomas. I've never been to the Bay, man. It's always somewhere I want to get to. I want to take that road trip from LA, go up to the PCH, take the scenic route, go through, Redwood and all of that. I love California, man. It's a very, very nice place, very scenic. I definitely want to check out the Bay. Guillermo McLean, Nets fan, checking in from Flatbush. Salute to Guillermo. We got Dins999 checking in from Mosquito Lake, Alabama. Adele Chapman, always repping Queens, but currently in Chi-Town. I was out in Chi-Town for All-Star Weekend. So salute to Chi-Town, another beautiful city. Way too cold though. Chi-Town was freezing, bro. Freezing. Chi-Town was freezing, man. But we had a good time all the same. We got Clean Heart checking in from South Florida. Salute to everybody down there. Miami 305. We got Ellsworth Wright checking in from Jacksonville, Florida. Salute to Ellsworth. How you feeling? Okay. All right, let's go uptown, Harlem World. John, what's going on, man? Turn down your volume, bro.
Hey, peace, brother. How you doing?
Good. You gotta talk up and turn your volume down. Appreciate it.
Okay. No problem. Give me just 1 second. I was looking at the things.
Oh, you're watching
what's going
TV?
on, man? Thanks, man.
Yeah, of course, man. How you feeling, bro?
You got me? Am I good?
I'm loud and clear, man. Go ahead, man.
All right. First of all, I want to give a shout out to you. Shout out to all the Knicks YouTubers. Shout out to the brothers from Germany. I see you, the fans from Germany. I see you.
50 people from Germany, man. Crazy, man. Crazy.
I'm going to give a shout. Anyway, let me get to the main thing.
Go ahead.
No, I don't want Kenny Atkinson for the Knicks.
Okay.
Why do we do that? Why do the Knicks, 1 minute the Knicks bloggers, maybe you, and then the fans talk so bad about what we did in the past? This is a David Fizdale move. Don't you see that? This is a David Fizdale move. Got fired by team, and then he was given, he's good. They doing this. Fired, now we got to hire. No, under no circumstance do I want him. Mm-hmm. Under none. Because what it borders on is desperation. No, we don't want him. Again, you said, no, you don't want Mark Jackson. Bro, I really can't get past how you such an ass. Are you getting paid by the guy who he insulted that didn't want him to get? Are you part of that?
Listen, John, all I'm saying is this, man, with the Mark Jackson stuff, even with the Becky Hammond stuff, I don't want any distractions. I like the Mike Millers.
The always going to be a distraction.
Say that again? Well, yeah. As much as we try to avoid it, it always seems like it is a distraction. Who would have thought that Spike would be beefing with the Knicks? I'm here loud and clear, bro. Can you hear me?
I can't hear other stuff in the background. All right, so I don't want to hold this up. But I'm saying, bro, listen.
Yeah.
Everything, sometimes in life, things ain't popular, but it's the best thing, right? Right now, that's the state of our New York Knicks. Like, it might not be popular to some people like you or other individuals to hire Mark Jackson, but listen, he was a great player. Another great current day player gave him his vote of confidence. I mean, why do I have to keep or the Knicks or who you just said, the Jackson, whoever, people got to say, do Steph carry any weight? Now we know that Kyrie and KD didn't back this guy up because he's out before he can even get both of them on the team.
Yeah.
Now you got Steph, Draymond, all of them said no, they didn't want Mark to go. Or you got to just tell Mark, keep the religious stuff out. But everything else he has to offer our team is what we need? Why do we want to keep playing games? Like, he has 4 decades, you could say, of credibility with New York. Y'all keep talking about Charles Oakley, man. What about Mark Jackson?
I hate John. But Oakley, we're not talking about Oakley in regards to being the coach. We talking about Oakley just being respected and revered as a former player for this team. And so that's different, you know, when you're talking about respecting and appreciating your legacy as opposed to bringing in a former player who, yes, I understand all the history behind Mark Jackson. I like Mark Jackson, except when he was with the Pacers. Hated him with the Pacers. All of this, I hated that. That made the rivalry ratcheted up for me. I couldn't stand Mark Jackson on the Pacers. But it's not about that, man. It's not even about the X's and O's to me. I know you guys say he's been more of an isolation player and he slowed down the Warriors. You can change that. You can get an assistant coach that's a better X's and O's guy. I just think it's just that his reputation is just one that I don't think we want to bring in here. It's not about me hating him or disagreeing or agreeing with his views. I just think I want a coach that can slide under the radar. Right now, I think it's too many alpha males in here. You have Dolan, you have Leon Rose, you got Steve Stout chirping from wherever he's chirping from. You know what I mean? I want the coach to just focus on the team. I want the focus to be on the team and helping these kids develop. I would stay away from it, man. I would just stay away from it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think? Is there anybody in the Jackson Hive in here? I just got a $20 super chat and salute to, let me shout him out real quick because that's love. I appreciate it. 2 times. He says, the only people who hate Mark Jackson are rich billionaires. He says, hire Mark Jackson. So he's a part of the Jackson Hive. I don't know. Maybe you know, the controversy and the distractions are just unavoidable. Maybe you just can't avoid it being the Knicks and being New York. But even the Spike thing, I would never think in a million years that the Knicks and Spike would be beefing to this point where it becomes a firestorm in the media. We just can't avoid the negativity, man. And that's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to have it concentrated on the team, on the players, you know, and so I don't know. I don't know. But salute to everybody in the chat, and 42, appreciate it. Appreciate that love, man. Definitely appreciate the support and you supporting the movement. I want to salute. Let's salute some more people in the chat for sure. Phone lines up if you guys want to call in. I'll be on for maybe about 10 more minutes or so. 657-383-1509 if you guys want to call in. I want to shout out some more people in here. Let's shout out Pedesance. What's going on? I see you in here. He's a regular. Adele Chapman, how you feeling? Frank Melville in here. How you feeling? Let's see some more. There was somebody in here from Hampton. My home away from home. Salute to JD from West Hempstead. How you feeling? I saw 757 Portsmouth. And chat is going so fast I can't see it. I'm trying to find Steeler fan 757 Chesapeake in the building. Deion James. It was Deion James who asked for that shout out. Deion, let me see where your comment went. If not, throw your comment in the chat again. And I'll always shout out you 757 Hampton area. Definitely has some history down there. We got CNU captains, Newport News, VA. Salute to CNU captains. I don't know if that's a Little League basketball team. B-Ball 360 Academy, Hampton, Virginia. Salute to all of you guys, man, down there. Yeah, my VA days. Had a good time down there, man. It was definitely a good part of life. It was down there in VA. Let's go to Philly. Ken, how you feeling, Ken?
Yeah, what's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear, bro. Go ahead.
All right. Second time caller, long time watcher.
Okay, no doubt.
Thumbs up for your boys.
Appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. You know it, Ken. You know it.
Of course. Yo, I'm for the Kenny Atkinson move, but only on this. I would love to bring him in as a development coach. I would love to bring him in. After watching what he did with Karis LeVert Allen, Joe Harris. I think we need someone like that. If it's not him, at least part of his staff in for our young guys. It feels like our young guys are just not getting the love that they need, whether it's on the court or off the court. There's something missing. And I'm watching all these young teams around us, put their guys out and just let them develop. Like we got Charlotte.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of young guys. All their veteran guys are playing bench roles for them. Indiana, the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
All these young teams are just letting their guys go, and I feel like we're not there. And there's either
we still got Wayne Ellington in here chucking up shots,
out.
man. And listen, I understand what Ellington can do, and when he's hot, he's hot. But enough already, man. Enough with the Ellingtons, the Bullocks. Give me some more Dotson. Give me some more Trier. Let's let the kids play. You're gonna lose anyway.
I'm ready for Dot to just let loose.
Yeah, you're gonna lose anyway.
I'm ready for Dot to let loose. Yeah. For me, that's why I'm not giving up on Knox. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is I know you're very high on Brandon Ingram, and so is Jay Ellis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm high on Ingram too, but the thing that I watch from Knox is in the same situation that Ingram was in L.A., where they gave up on him, they were starting to doubt him, they were thinking he was a bust, and then they let him loose. It was trial by fire. And I feel like Knox needs that right now. I need his confidence up. You think about it like this. Remember when Fizz let him loose for the second half of the season last year?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And we finally got to see him progress?
Yeah.
I feel like we're not letting him do that this year.
Yeah. Kev is such an enigma, man. I don't know what to make of Kev right now. I don't know what to make of Kev.
But that's how people felt about Brandon Ingram.
That's true. That is true.
Because they weren't sure about him either. They're about to give up hope on him.
Yeah, I think the thing with Ingram is he finally got the chance to really show himself out in New Orleans.
And I think that's what Kev needs.
Yeah.
I think that's what Kev needs, because it's Ingram's third, fourth year?
Ingram should be third year. Yeah, because he's coming up on his free agent year. So this should be his third year. This should be his third year.
So why can't we give Knox the benefit of the doubt also? I feel like no one wants to.
Well, the thing is with Kev is it's just so many things questionable with Kev. Number one, his confidence is completely out the window. Number two, does he have that dog in him? Can he dig down deep? And does he have that competitive fire in him? I haven't seen that consistently. Not the last game, maybe 2 games in a row. Earlier this week, you saw more.
Oh yeah. When he's playing
Kev.
Defense hard, and he was playing defense, finding his spots.
Right. I got to see that in him. Does he have that in him?
Then let him loose. Let him loose to find out.
Hey, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. We have nothing to lose, man. We have nothing to lose.
At this point, I have to question: is Mike Miller going to let them loose, or is he just going to try to get another job at this point?
Well, that's
because there's no reason why Dot, Kev, Trier shouldn't be running. Just let them go. Season's basically over. Let them have fun. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. See what we got to keep, and see if we can let them go. I
hear you, man. I hear you, and appreciate the call, Ken. Appreciate that. Ken from Philly. We got 2 more calls, and we'll wrap up. Michael Ray from Queens. Is this Michael Ray Richardson?
CP, I've been hearing that all my life. So but no, it ain't.
I saw Michael Ray Richardson at the game, at the Utah game, matter of fact. Yeah, I saw Michael Ray was at the game. He was there.
Yo, quick funny story. Me and Michael Ray Richardson got stuck in the same airport, delayed on the same flight.
Wow.
Going from California to New York about 7 years ago.
That's funny.
And I got to meet him, got to talk to him. He was like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Michael." He was like, "Michael what?" I'm like, "Nah." I'm like, "We got the same name."
That's funny, man.
But yo, CP on the real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to blow through because I tried to get on with you yesterday. And,
I was having some technical difficulties, man.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah, I was having tech difficulties yesterday, so I'm going to try to squeeze yesterday and the day in real quick.
Okay.
Number one, if you remember the draft day analysis when the Knicks took Kevin Knox, the first negative that Fran Fraschilla popped up was a question on Kev's motor. Kev's motor has been a question since they drafted him.
Yes.
And I think the best service that young man could be done is to send him, not the G League. He needs a whole new scenery to start fresh. It seems like it worked for Brandon Ingram. Whether LA was toxic or not, it was toxic for him.
Yeah.
He goes somewhere else, and now he's worth whatever he can get. And I like him here. Number two, if you want to go after a gritty, grindy, verbal, vocal coach, then you don't go after Chris Paul. If you go after a subtle X's and O's guy, then you go get a Chris Paul. The only difference in Chris Paul on our squad versus Jake Kidd from a few years ago and what they bring is the paycheck. If CP wasn't making gross national product of Uganda money, then
he's making
that
a rip.
Really wouldn't be a problem bringing him here.
He's making a rip,
want
man.
Him here.
He's making a rip. I think you're underselling his
2 bags in a box.
I think you're underselling his contributions to the Thunder this year. He's beasting this year, man. He's still Jason Kidd was on the on the downside. Jason Kidd was more of a locker room presence and a little facilitator here for Knicks. They still helped us very much, tremendously. But CP3's beasting, man. Destroyed us last night.
Which is why I would love him here. I think him here is almost a Thibodeau on the floor. If you kind of see the angle I'm taking on that.
Yeah.
So I would like to see him here. Do I want to give him 2 bags in a box to be here? I mean, in that case, Julius, Mr. Guaranteed Triple Turnover, is guaranteed to go out the door. Lastly, yo, CP, you have a son, right? You know when your son is going to do certain things, right? You know when he's going to jump off the couch and run for his toy truck. You know when Randall gets the rock when the turnover is coming. I sit there and call the turnover. I look like Nostradamus when he plays.
Yeah.
But he got the ball on the right hash, turnover in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and they're going the other way. That's a given. In terms of Atkinson, you know what, CP, for real, I find Miller to be better at post timeout X and O's.
There you go. Yeah.
And timely substitutions better than Atkinson. Atkinson has developed more pro level players, but you look at the dudes Mike Miller had in the G League and what he did for their games when they, came to the big squad. So I think in some ways they're kind of the same coach. So if the devil you know is much better than the devil you don't know, I gotta kind of stick with Miller before I run off to Atkinson. And I ain't gonna tie up no more of your time, brother.
Appreciate it, Michael Ray.
I'll give you a call next time.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the call, man. Great call.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. Good points. Good points. Definitely good points by Michael Ray. He's saying, hey, man, if Miller's here, why not just keep it? Why not just keep it? And, you heard Eve complaining how Atkinson wasn't a good X's and O guy. We've seen that Miller can be a good X's and O's guy. At least we're seeing that the team has executed a lot better under Miller than under Fizz after the timeouts and so on. Yeah, it's interesting, man. It's interesting. It's still a talent league, no doubt about it. It's still a talent league. Well, listen, my TAC is whether it's Miller, whether it's Tibbs, whether it's Atkinson, I've been saying this even when Fizz was here, we need stability, man. We need stability. Look at Frank and Dot, the 2 elder statesmen on the team by experience. If they're on the team next year, they will be under their 4th head coach. 4. You had Hornacek. You had Fizz, Miller. They will be under their 4th head coach. We need stability. How are you gonna keep yo-yoing guys in and out and expect the team to grow? Guys are gonna be so confused by the X's and O's, confused by the messages. We got to keep some sort of stability here, man. And part of that, I think, is, again, being patient with the process. Being patient with the process. Like, you need that. You need that. I even hear people talking about, let's bring Brett Brown in. All of a sudden, Brett Brown is all world. From where he came from, they couldn't wait to drag him out of Philly. So much for trusting the process. But Embiid and Simmons came around. Now they're not gonna win anything significant, but they're much better. And now Brett Brown's reputation improved. Got it. We need some consistency, man. I can't keep seeing guys in and out. New regime, new president, new coach all the time. Remember, if you guys like RJ Barrett, remember, man, this kid's family is very invested in his success. I met his father. I was talking to his father during the Jazz game. I was in the Delta Lounge talking to his pops for a little bit. There's a reason Porzingis was ready to haul ass out of here. We've got to show competence here in terms of building this thing. Whether it's the infrastructure, the practice facility, if you think that's important, do it. Dolan has money, do it. Bring in a coach here and leave him and let him do his job. Bring in a GM here and let him build. Don't trade away our picks, but let him build it. A competent front office exec. Mills wasn't the right person. But we need that. We need that stability, man. We need that stability. So, that is what I want to say. That's what I want to say. I think we got one more call on the line, and then we'll wrap up. Roland from Queens, you the closer tonight, man. Roland, how you feeling, man?
Yo, what up, CP? How's it going, man?
How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, man. I just want to say, I think we got to go after Kenny Atkinson, man. You know why? I mean, so from 2008 to 2012, he was with us with D'Antoni, right? Mm-hmm. And then from 2013 to 16, he was on the Budenholzer with the Hawks. So I think there was a season there where, like, on the Budenholzer, like, they won, like, 60 games, right? Yeah. 2014-15.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Big time.
The guy has, like, he's come. Yeah?
Yeah. No, I'm saying Budenholzer, that year with the Hawks, you had 6 All-Stars, 5-6 All-Stars. They were all-world. They just couldn't get the LeBron effect. They just couldn't get past LeBron.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. I think, you got to get guys that have good, he's got the offensive stuff from D'Antoni. Budenholzer got some defense. I think we got to go after him. I'll take him over, like, before I take someone like Mark Jackson. If anybody I'd bring back is JVG. But I don't know, man. Like, I agree with you totally. We need some sort of stability here. It's either, for me, it's got to be Atkinson or it's got to be Miller, right? Let these guys develop, or because we just keep, like you said, the fourth coach? I was looking up a stat, man. It said that Karis LeVert was drafted in 2016, right?
Yeah.
And he went from 8 points a game to 17 points a game, right? Mm-hmm. The year after that, we took Frank, and Frank went from 9 points a game to 10. Mm-hmm. So it's like there's no development. None of these guys can flourish. The only reason why RJ is killing it is because the dude can ball, right? Like he's talented,
right?
I don't know, man, but yo, shout out to you, shout out to JLS, bro. Oh, yo, big up Jamaica, man. I'm Guyanese myself.
Oh, bless up, Reginald. Of course, man. Appreciate the call, man, and hope to see you out, man. If you're in the area, next time we do something, I think will be for the lottery, man. So definitely come out. Last night was a good time, so definitely come out.
All right, CP, have a good one, man.
All right, bless up, bro. Check you later, man. You know what? I said Roland was a closer, but my man Leroy from ATL just checked in. I got to hear from him. Leroy, I'm going to make you the closer. We in overtime right now. So, Leroy, go ahead with your point, man. Go ahead,
man. Hey, Chief. Thank you so much. How you doing?
Good, man. How you feeling, bro?
I'm doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. Thank you for giving me this last opportunity. No doubt. I just got a quick thing to share. New York is known for a lot of coaches. I'm the St. Dominic's area. Rick Pitino, Billy Donovan,
Billy D,
Kevin Willis, McKillop, who coached Davidson, who actually was the one who pushed Stephon Curry, Atkinson. I don't think people realize, but that Long Island area produced a lot of NBA coaches.
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
lot of
I'm from Long Island, man. That's what we do. We ball, Leroy. You know it. We ball.
So you know what
I'm retired now, but yeah, man, we ball out.
We understand basketball.
Yeah, of course.
We understand. Am I right, man? We understand basketball. And I think the biggest thing you're hitting the nail on the head so much. I gotta give you props, man. I wish people would listen to your broadcast who's inside the Knicks organization. We need legitimate stability for player development.
Mm-hmm.
We really do. And one of the things that people are doing that is terrible for NBA teams is you cannot measure an NBA team by their ability that year or the next year to win a championship. That can't be your goal. Your goal has to be incrementally to develop your team.
True.
Because if you just keep talking about coaches and winning championships and getting free agents and winning championships, that's what the problem is. That's what makes your franchise weak, because it doesn't have any incremental growth to it. If we would just buckle down and just get us a coach and player development and just stick with what we have, staff-wise and player development-wise, we can get out of this hole. It's not impossible. People talk like it's impossible. It's not impossible. We just need to calm down. And I think everything you're saying is the key to it. Atkinson was a great coach. We all know that. He had a great system. His players improved under him. And making this move like this has everything to do, my opinion, with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving coming there.
Definitely.
If they didn't come there, and I want everybody
lost you a little bit.
Nets
what was that?
Would have been a better team if Kyrie and Kevin had not come there. The Knicks would have been a better team than they were last year, and they would have been a better team than they are this year. This chasing stars concept, if they don't win championships, this whole experiment was a bust.
Yeah.
I think they're messing up these teams by bringing in these superstars in there instead of saying, let these guys develop. Because nobody thought Stephon Curry was going to be that good. Nobody thought that. Yeah. Nobody. He was picked number 8th. And nobody thought that. But because of Jackson working with him and developing him and putting confidence in him, look what happened. The Nets had a great team, and I think they're getting ready to mess it up. We
probably
just need to learn from them. And when we get a you agree?
I say yeah, probably. But that makes me happy. So it is what it is. Burn the whole thing down. Barclay said it all. Torch the whole thing. Kyrie's about to burn that whole thing down, man. I'm good with it. I'm happy about it.
Yo, if I can get the phone and give Max's ear, Stephen A's ear, I want to tell him, man, you never going to get rid of a real Knicks fan.
Yeah.
You can forget that.
Facts.
I don't care if it's Dolan is coaching it, and I don't care if Charlie Brown is coaching it. We are diehard Knicks fans. We're not giving up our team for nobody.
Yeah, man.
That's the bottom line.
Absolutely. Man. Appreciate the call, Leroy,
Thanks for listening to me, man.
Of course, man. Enjoy the weekend, man. Yeah, I hope he burns it all to the ground, man. I just got kicked out for a second. Program shut down. Hope you guys are back up and running. But yeah, man, definitely listen, appreciate everybody for calling in. So it's a good show, man. Just wanted to check the temperature, man. Whenever these things come out, it's not necessarily about thinking that the Knicks are gonna get this guy, that guy. Just want to say, check the temperature. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about potentially Kenny Atkinson? Should the Knicks be interested? Do you think that would be a good move for them? What do you guys think about it, man? Hit that thumbs up button for you boys before you guys head out. Definitely, let me say a couple things. Number one, definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in. All the hashtag news. Let me shout out a lot of super chats that came in. Got to make sure I do that. Definitely want to shout out Danny Thomas 2 times for the super chats. Thomas Doyle says Nets are going to bless us and get Mark Jackson so we can't. Anyway, hit that thumbs up for your boy. Thomas Doyle, appreciate it. Mr. William 1072 says, AKA Michael Ray, thanks for giving me 5 minutes. Michael Ray, appreciate the super chat, man. $5 super chat for Michael Ray. Alan Berman says he's got another $5 on Mark Jackson's ticket to Brooklyn. Please let it happen. So that's pretty funny, man. Appreciate it. And Alex Trotaros, my guy on Twitter, man. Make sure you guys follow him on Twitter as well. Thanks for the super chat, man. Definitely appreciate everybody's support. I'll give you guys back your Saturdays. Beautiful day in New York. Hopefully it's also as good wherever you guys are at. Make sure you share these videos, man. Share it on Twitter right now if you're a Twitter user with hashtag PostGameNYK. And we'll throw you into our Twitter DM group. That's a private group to keep the conversation going even after the show. Also, remember this show is available on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Alexa. Remember, if you're a podcast listener, it's always available in podcast format. So salute to everybody on the road, all my drivers, my Uber drivers, my truck drivers, everybody on the road, on the grind. We appreciate you guys as well. And the merch, if you want to continue to support this show, check out some of the merch. We got some new designs in the works, but some of our old ones are still selling. You guys will see Mitchell Robinson wearing the Mitch Please t-shirts coming up to the game. So Mitch has been a supporter of this channel from day one, and we definitely appreciate it, man. So that is that. Like I said, hit that subscribe button for your boy. Hit that thumbs up button for your boy. We're 4 away from 200. 4 more likes away from 200. So hit that thumbs up button to get us to 200 likes. I'm going to show you guys. Some of you guys are watching on the phone and you don't know how to hit that thumbs up. So let me show you. I mean, some people it might not be as obvious. So let me just show you guys what you got to do here. All right, here we go. This is from the show yesterday, the CP3 show. So all you got to do, hit that thumbs up right there. You see the thumbs up, thumbs down? Hit that thumbs up right on the video. Right on the video. You may have your chats up like this. So what you got to do is you got to X out the chat and then hit the thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up right there. It's going to help tell YouTube that this is the #1 show for the fans, by the fans. It's going to promote the show. It's going to bring more people in, more people to the chat, more people on the phones, more fans. So I'm going to do my part. You guys do your part. And this show will continue to keep rocking, man. So anyway, have a great weekend, people. Tomorrow, I got Tommy D on the show. We're going to talk about Cole Anthony. What do you guys think about the draft prospects of Cole Anthony? Tommy D has studied Cole Anthony at length. And we're going to get into the pros, the cons, strengths, weaknesses, all of that, and fit on the Knicks. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'll check you guys tomorrow, man. Peace.